Hello and welcome to Disaster Chronicles. Here, you'll find the most up-to-date footage and news on natural disasters from around the world. From earthquakes to floods, hurricanes to volcanic eruptions, we bring you real-time, unbiased coverage of these powerful natural events. At Disaster Chronicles, we provide authentic videos and footage directly from disaster-stricken areas, in-depth analyses, expert commentary and analysis on recent events, reports and interviews, exclusive insights from specialists and eyewitnesses, latest news, up-to-date information on natural disasters globally. Join us as we explore the forces of nature that shape our planet. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an important update. Thank you for watching and stay safe. These images remind us how unique the things that make up our planet actually make it. Natural disasters often have little appeal. One of them, when you see it happen, you know it's going to cause a lot of damage, but you're still caught up in the disturbing magic of the event and you can't stop yourself from watching it happen. Tornadoes fall into this category. They are one of the most destructive natural disasters in the world and can produce winds up to 480 kilometers per hour. We know that tornadoes are powerful enough to destroy everything in their path, yet when one of them appears we can't stop watching them. So here's one question: what happens when you see a tornado but its position on the horizon doesn't change? But it's getting bigger and bigger? Yes, you guessed it, this tornado is coming towards you. That's exactly the situation this man from Illinois found himself in when a tornado appeared a few kilometers from his home. As many of us would do when he saw the scene, he grabbed his camera and started shooting the video. The tornado continued to grow as it made its way through the town and tossed debris hundreds of meters into the air. By the time he realizes it's over, the tornado is almost on top of him and his family. The camera starts to shake violently as the winds sweep across the landscape and toss everything around. The wind is deafening and relentless, and if you look at what's happening around as the camera shakes, you can see windows shattering and some walls collapsing. This makes everyone inside a target for flying debris. Fortunately, after it's all over, this guy and his family realized that only the side of their house was damaged. Their land and everything in it was completely destroyed. In 2011, Japan experienced one of the most devastating natural disasters ever, when a massive magnitude 9 earthquake struck approximately 40 kilometers off the country's northern coast, generating a massive tsunami that devastated thousands of square kilometers of land. More than 15,000 people were killed and tens of thousands of houses and buildings were destroyed. Even the core of a nuclear reactor melted down, something that had not happened since the Chernobyl disaster in 1986. On March 11, 2011, many traffic cameras and closed-circuit camera systems on Route 45 in Nevada, Japan, were recording as the tsunami hit the city and started to devastate. As you can see in the video, it was like an ordinary day. Everything was normal and calm. Then a huge wall of water from Ani started flooding the streets. The current was taking cars and rubble with it. In just a few seconds, everything was underwater. Looking at the videos, you can see how everything was going on as normal in this city and other areas before the tsunami waters came, washing away houses and cars. Bridges were uprooted, buildings and other structures were washed away by the tsunami waters, and these images show the damage that tsunamis can cause. One minute you are driving down the road, minding your own business, and the next you can see, everything in your area is covered by water and houses, buildings, cars and all kinds of debris that used to be a part of people's lives are coming towards you. Today, the tsunami that occurred in Japan in 2011 is considered to be one of the worst natural disasters in the last 20 years. It is obvious that natural disasters in our world have their own charm. These disasters look amazingly beautiful and incredible, and at the same time, they can be deadly for anyone who gets in their way. Dust storms. Usually you know it's going to rain when you see dark clouds approaching in the sky. So you take your umbrella so you don't get wet. But what do you do when you look up and see huge orange clouds like these? If you were in the middle of this dust storm in Chile in March 2022, would an umbrella be able to help you? These storms are not the weather phenomena we are used to seeing. These dust storms form when strong winds blow from an arid landscape or desert-like regions. Very large areas of dry treeless and grassless steppes are the most common areas for dust storms. Dust storms are also called sandstorms. Sandstorms were the term used for strong storms caused by desert dust in general. These storms carry their force to the dust and sand deposits carried by the winds. The winds moving with the dust and sand deposits create walls of dust that reach an average height of 60 kilometers. One of the most interesting features of sandstorms is that they change the color of the air. Light filters through the dust and sand and reaches our eyes. A hazy haze is created with limited visibility. Therefore, depending on the type and color of the dust, you will notice that the air in your field of vision changes color, can appear red. The dust storm in Chile, for example, created a dystopian orange haze. People felt like they were looking through an orange filter. In the 2010 sandstorm in southern Iraq, the color was different, with sea-rich sand and clay. When looking around, an unrealistic red hue dominated the air. Because of the color produced by this sandstorm, it is very difficult to distinguish whether these images were taken on Earth or on Mars. The strength and range of impact of dust storms. Undersea volcanoes are erupting volcanoes on Earth, and as scary and dangerous as they are, we are used to them. There are also these huge volcanoes under the sea. Just because they are under the sea doesn't mean we can't see them. Because they erupt so violently that the effects of the eruption can be seen above the sea. Undersea volcanoes are common underwater, close to magma and in submarine fissures. The terrestrial lava formed by submarine volcanoes is quite different. The contact of lava with water flows into this shell, known as pillow lava, which moves around a solid crust. The eruption of submarine volcanoes is quite violent, and the people who are there at that moment are at risk of losing their lives. But have you ever witnessed the eruption of submarine volcanoes?